You're watching New Car Spin on a very chilly Sunday afternoon here in Dallas, Texas. This is the Hyundai or Hyundai. I don't really know how to say Hyundai, but this is the Palisade, and you know that this is a special Palisade because if you look right here, boom, that is a signature look for what they would call the calligraphy trim. This is the top of the line for the Palisade. Obviously, there is a sibling to this that is the Kia Telluride, and I've done a road trip video in the Telluride, and I've actually done a video comparing this to the Telluride at an event where I just go through the way it looks on the inside and on the outside, and the price differences were like $700. So if you are on the fence, go check out all of my videos on the Kia Telluride. This is my first video, and actually my first Hyundai. So thanks Hyundai for providing this car this week. I'm an automotive journalist. I do not get paid for driving these vehicles. I only make money on ad revenue. So thank you for watching. And if you're a subscriber, thank you very much. You'll see here we have these signature wheels here from the calligraphy look. And we also have LED taillights. From here, or let's just say right about here, and especially right there, I can kind of just go, I'd rather have the Kia Telluride because this looks a lot like a Ford Explorer. But when you back up and get the whole view of it, oh yeah, okay, that's better. We have features here, so if I just stand here, I don't even have a key in my hand. If I do that, let's see if the key's in my pocket. Nope. Okay, there is a feature, I guess. If you just walk up to the back of the car and stand here for a couple seconds, the tailgate will open automatically, which is kind of cool. We do have a 3-row SUV here, so you can see there's plenty of trunk space with the third row deployed. And this is the thing. I'd rather have this over the Mazda CX-9 Signature. So we've got a Mazda CX-9 Signature, which I drove 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then we have the Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy. Notice the theme here? I guess the writing's on the wall. On the Signature, the CX-9 Mazda, I opened the back tailgate, and the headrests for the third row were basically outside the vehicle. The canopy of the tailgate was protecting the passengers. In this case here, in the more modern 3-row SUV, the Palisade, the third row is inside the vehicle, which is nice to note for all you Mazda fanboys. Live and learn. So from here we can electronically collapse the third row. I can also tell you that if there's something in that seat, or if that seat in the middle is too reclined, this won't fold back. But here we go. We'll pull this back up. I'll show you here real quick. We do have more storage down here. There is a jack and tools. The headrests are manual, but there's some really cool stuff for this third row. There's a sonic sensor that determines if there's people in the third row, so when you leave the vehicle, it'll alert you that you might have forgotten somebody in the way back. You can also fold the middle row from here, although it's not as cool because you cannot redeploy it. This is not a Land Rover Discovery, but you know, for the price of this one, which is $49,000, it's a good looking vehicle, and it's got a lot of good tech in it. Let's go to the mid here. Very large door. I love the 2 cup holders in the door. We have a large manual sunshade here, and a very Honda Pilot-esque folding mechanism here for the seats. Go like this, and it folds and allows you that third row access. Otherwise, you slide it back, boom, and it returns to a normal position. And if you wanted to fold it, that's somewhere else. Let's see. Oh yes. So let's move this back. These seats do slide. Actually, let's do that. Boom. Let me get back here. Okay. Sorry, it's wet out. So we have a USB port back here. We have little hooks here for extra, securing cargo and stuff like that. And then we have this. This is the something out of an Armada, basically. These are reclining third row seats, electronically reclining. And I can go this far back. So I can even enjoy myself in the third row. And I also have air vents back here too. So this is a level up. Also have 2 cup holders. So this is a level up basically on the Dodge Durango, for instance. And we'll get to the driving characteristics. We will move our way to the next row. Let's go ahead and fold this up. You can see we have a walk-through space here. This has captain's chairs. Let's go to the front seat. Oh yes, it is cold. Luckily I don't have a runny nose. Let's slide this back. Is that all the way back? No. What is blocking it? No. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, normally, we'll get back in here. Woohoo! Shut the door. Nice and warm now. It's cold and I'm miserable. Here we have the suede headliner. Looks really good here and adds a nice touch to this vehicle, something the Mazda can't do. We do have Napa leather. It is highly stitched. It is texturized, and it has some piping on it. I'll show you that as I get up to the front. But for the back, you'll see we have ambient lighting back here that can have different colors assigned to it. And we also have a sunroof, or just a glass roof back here with a solid shade. And that is controlled up front. However, we do have controls back here for heated and vented seats, which you can't do in the Durango. You can only do heated seats. So this is pretty cool. Auto climate control back here. And there are no third row controls, but still, it's pretty roomy back here. The best part, though, especially for road trips, is if I pull this handle, I can recline. Oh, yes. This is just as much as in the CX-9, but I have far more room in here. I'm not as claustrophobic as I was in the CX-9. And the CX-9 did have a center console. This does not. I do have an armrest here. And basically, yeah, just like in the Durango road trip video I did, this is definitely a road trip worthy vehicle. You can see I'm sitting behind a driver position that I set up, and I still have room. I also have 2 USB ports, one here, and I also have a 110 or 115 volt outlet and a 12 volt outlet. It's very cool. So that's the back seat. Now let's get to the important stuff, the front seat. Very nice details in here. Now for the front, obviously keyless entry. You'll be greeted with the large grille here for the Harman Kardon stereo. And you'll see a lot of buttons in here. So let me get first to the important stuff. The important stuff is, number one, over the Mazda CX-9 and the Acura MDX, which is a third row SUV, also basically the Honda Pilot. I feel like there is a lot of room in here, and I feel like this is a very large vehicle, but these seats are amazing. These seats are not quite as perfect as a Volvo, but you can see they offer a lot of surface area, and the bolsters are very large, so they keep you in the seat as you go through corners, which is very important because a lot of SUVs are higher center of gravity and they have more body roll, which this one is no exception. So if you look past the seats and you get comfortable here and you look down, you go, oh, look, I have wireless charging, I have cup holders. There's actually a very cool panel here that shuts, and that's for a cleaner look or to hide things when you're parked. If you open this up, you also have the ability to remove the cup holders or expose the cup holders. They're not heated and cooled like a Mercedes would be, but pretty nice nonetheless. Heated and vented seats, heated steering wheel, very nice. Sometimes as tricky as the knob for some people, I'd guess, but a push-button transmission selection, which is nice. Auto hold. And then we'll get into this. This is the driving modes with a center diff lock, which is nice to have, because this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. Now what I'll do is start it up, actually. Foot on the brake, push the power button. Boom. So it starts up. You have digital displays. I'm going to have to... Okay, it says ice possible, drive with care. That's because it is 37 degrees out. And you'll see right away I have this screen set up to almost like the Acura MDX super handling all-wheel drive screen. This is the screen that will show me where the power is going to today, because it is cold out and there's no ice yet. However, I want you to see what this thing is doing on sort of inclement weather. Up here we have a control for the shade in the back. We can open that shade, and then we can also open the sunroof here and then manually open the shade. So I'll do that. Back there, that shade opens up. The downside here is at night these buttons are not illuminated, so I have no idea where even the map light button is because it's dark here. Although these lights are lit, but none of these are lit. So I think that's one thing Hyundai needs to do, is light those. They need backlighting. Through the rest of the cabin, you'll see we have the same buttons here as the Kia K900 and a few other vehicles. I think maybe the older Genesis models. The Genesis GV70 and the GV80 that are coming out do not share anything with this vehicle, although this is a new vehicle. The Genesis does not do any kind of sharing. So in addition to the storage we have here, we also have storage in here, and then we have more power as well, and then a removable tray. So you can hide stuff in here if you wanted to. And then there's even more storage down here and more power down here. And hello, this is basically a pass-through, and it is almost like, the old Volvos of the day. They had that flat panel here. If they moved it down and put it this way, that's kind of what this is like. It's really cool. It's a little, I guess, spot to hold your purse or something. And in the glove box, let me get you the price. If you haven't guessed already, take a guess, because here we go. So this is Beckett's Black on Black, and it has only one accessory, and that is floor mats for $180. The base price on the calligraphy is $47,750, plus tax and shipping or whatever. Not tax, shipping and handling. $49,070. So this is a couple grand more than the Mazda Signature, but far more than the Mazda Signature as far as what you get for the money. So we have a touch screen here. We can move through the different options, something you cannot do on a Mazda or an Acura MDX. And then let me get my seatbelt on. This is kind of complicated because I've got one hand to do it with, and my elbow hurts. Frickin' A. Let's do this. Okay, driving position is great. Armrests are the same height to the left and on the right, unlike the Mazda CX-9. And there's plenty of use of space in here. I have my electronic parking brake here, lane keeping assist, traction off, blind spot monitoring, which is great because in the heads-up display, just like the Mazda CX-9, it will tell you in the heads-up on which side of the vehicle someone is in your blind spot, as well as the alert, obviously, right there in the mirror. Great to have. By the way, with the blind spot monitoring, the back door has an alert for oncoming traffic, so that the little ones opening the doors will have a light that will say when it's safe or unsafe to do so. So that's good to have. Memory seats, typical stuff. You'll see the trim here is not wood and it's not metal. It is a plastic, but it's a very, very well 3D textured laminate. And if you notice, really cool is they've actually carried it over here into the piping. It's kind of bright for you, but it's really, really cool to see. Right there, you can kind of see that texture matches here. It's very close to that. So then you have the diamond stitching in the doors, and it's very cool in here. And let's go ahead and put it in drive. You just push down here. It'll ding to let me know I've selected it. I'm in eco mode. If I change the mode, let's go to, I don't know, snow, which is down here. We do that. Whoops. Let's go down. Well, there we go. You'll see the display changes, and it goes into a different look. It says 37 degrees. It pulls the weather up here. It says sleet, so there will be sleet today. Four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive is by default, and I could lock the diffs if I was off-road. We might try that later. So let's do a couple things. Let me put it in smart mode, which basically detects how I'm driving and determines which mode I should be in. So we'll go all the way back. Boom. You'll see it says smart right there when it changed. And then if we go into sport, you'll see the gauges change color so that I look down and it's a sportier mode. And comfort will show typical black gauges with blue trim. Eco is green gauges with green trim. And then obviously snow is, yeah. So I'm assuming snow starts off in second gear. It says the mode right there, snow. If we go here to menu, oh sorry, we'll go back to the home. Okay, so pretty easy to get around here. Let's go ahead and drive, show you what it's like. In snow mode, yeah, it feels like it's starting off very smoothly. And you can see where the power is being applied here to all four wheels. So that's really nice to have. What I want to show you though is the turning radius. We're going to go to the same street I did a U-turn on in a Chevy Bolt, which completely failed the U-turn test. And I just want to see, I haven't done a test in this one yet, but we'll see how it goes. We'll take it out of snow mode. If you go right, it won't go any further, so you're going to go left all the way to the end, and now it's in smart mode. And what we'll do is make a left at this street. I did do a quick drive in this yesterday to Fort Worth, and I noticed that compared to the Kia Telluride that I had, I noticed that the Telluride was a little noisier than the Durango, last year's version. And for 2021 here, the Calligraphy has laminated front windows, so it's much quieter in this vehicle than the Kia Telluride. And I'm not sure if the 21 Telluride SX V6 all-wheel drive has the laminated windows either. So not sure. I'll just keep it at that. Okay, so something that's really cool is if you put the signal on, you actually get to see your blind spot on either side of the vehicle. Kia does that, and it's here in the Hyundai, and that's a really great feature, especially when you're pulling up to a curb, because you can see easily if you put your right blinker on how close you are to the curb. You won't ever get curb rash. So, you know, if you're a person who is tired of paying all the hundreds of dollars to fix your wheels, especially when you return your leased vehicle, this should be very worth the money, right? So you can spend $500 over 3 years refinishing your wheels, or a couple $100 upgrading your Hyundai Palisade, or even the trim version that you want to go for, just to get these cameras well worth the money. Okay, so this road is 2 lanes and parking on either side. The Chevy Bolt couldn't do a U-turn here, and yes, I'm cheating a little bit, but you're seeing basically where I'm at. Let's turn the camera on. We have 360 camera overhead view, and this is where we are. If I go left and right, this really cool technology in here that really helps not only with off-roading but city roading, basically. So I can see where I'm at with the curb and how close I'm going to get, which is freaking awesome. You know, this is really good for the kind of money that you're spending on a vehicle like this. And then we have our top-down front view, which is good because you can see exactly, you know, what's going to be in front of the vehicle. So let's go ahead and drive it a little harder now. We have auto stop start. You can disable that here. This is a V6. Let's go left. See where it sends the power. I do like this car. It is well worth the money over the Mazda CX-9. And let me go see if I can find a field to just try some acceleration on in this wet grass or something. We'll find a spot. Try and do a 0 to 60 maybe? I don't know. This is not a performance vehicle. The SUVs, the family vehicles, just need to have enough power to get going, and this certainly has it. Clear left, clear right, floor, foot down. Okay, a little traction control kicking in. All-wheel drive on full. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so we can probably get away with going off the road somewhere over here. Boom. Let's see what we can do. Or not. This is kind of a secure space here, so I don't want to get caught doing boneheaded stuff on private property, and the security people are here, so dang it. Alright, let me try one more thing. Go through here. See what I can do on this piece. Oh, a tree fell. Never mind. That's kind of convenient, isn't it? Block the driveway. Okay, well, you're kind of at a dead end here. Let's go this way. Not going to do much off-roading for you today, so why don't we just scratch that off the list. What we'll do is hit the freeway. Okay, so the brakes are okay. The problem I have with this vehicle is the squat and dive, meaning that when you brake, it dips, and when you accelerate, it basically squats. So what this does feel like, though, as far as the handling, is like a larger version of an Acura MDX, and the Acura MDX was planted. So this doesn't feel planted, even though it actually is, and that's because the suspension is very cush, very soft, and it's still not a bad vehicle, but the MDX costs more than this. So if you wanted all this tech and you wanted all this room, but you didn't want to spend MDX money, here you go, the Palisade. And we have other features in here. You can go through the menu and show other stuff. You can show, obviously we've got navigation, and we have a four-wheel drive, but then we can go to showing tire pressures and fuel economy and stuff like that. So the menu here does provide a lot of options, and you can also go directly to the map. And from the map, you can, let's cancel my previous destinations. Okay, so from this map, you can zoom in or out, you can pinch and do all sorts of stuff, and that's very cool. And you can reset where you are by hitting map again. That's all I know. And then navigation is obviously navigation. So you can either press navigation and go through this screen to enter a destination, most likely not while you're driving, obviously. Or you can press this button here to enter your destination, or your passenger can press that middle button right there, and then they can enter their address that they want you to go to. So you can basically let the co-pilot chair be the actual co-pilot and help you with navigation and stuff like that. So you can focus on actual driving, which is very, very handy. So that's basically where I'm going to leave it here with the Hyundai Palisade. Phenomenal vehicle, and well worth the money. And I wish I had more time to go through more features with you. However, I think you already know, if you've seen my Kia Telluride video, what you're going to be in store for. And that is one hell of a vehicle at one hell of a price. Not many people can compete at this level. I mean, just drive the Mazda CX-9, drive the Acura MDX, and then drive this vehicle, and I think your mind will be immediately made up. Well, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.